What happened in this small town just days before Christmas will make you rethink every perfect family you've ever known. Because the man who tried hardest to save his home never made it to Christmas morning. Welcome to the Wadi Files. If you're into true crime cases, make sure to like, subscribe, and explore the channel for more. Now, let's get into the case. It looked like the beginning of any small town Christmas. Lights glowing on porches, plastic reindeer dusted with frost, families in Barnesville, Georgia, trimming trees and warming cocoa. But on Christmas Eve, while the town prepared for joy, detectives in the woods unwrapped something else entirely. A blanket, a plastic bag, a skull battered beyond recognition. It was Donald Eugene Clark, a man who wanted nothing more than a peaceful family Christmas. Instead, he became the center of a murder wrapped in betrayal, jealousy, and an aluminum baseball bat. Donald had always been a family man. Born in rural Barnesville, the middle child of 3, he grew up hunting deer and hogs with his sister Brenda and dreaming of stability. He left high school in the mid-1980s to work at a local mill. He married young, divorced young, and spent years trying to rebuild the life he believed he was destined for. Then he met 18-year-old Jennifer Lee Drennan, young, energetic, and full of promise. They married in 1997, had 2 boys, and for a while, it looked like Donald had finally built the home he always wanted. But tension slowly took over the house. Arguments overshadowed good days. And by early 2008, things exploded. Jennifer was pregnant, and Donald was not the father. The truth was devastating. A young man named Michael Yost, the son of one of Donald's best friends, had been living with them. Donald had opened his home to help him. Instead, Michael and Jennifer began an affair. Donald threw them both out, but the damage was done. And then came a moment of pure dread. One night, Donald woke to find Jennifer standing over him with an aluminum baseball bat. He called police. But even that was not enough to make him leave for good. The couple divorced in July 2008. But Donald, desperate to make things right for his boys, reconciled with Jennifer that October. She moved back in, pregnant with Michael's child. On November 25th, Jennifer gave birth. The local newspaper listed the father, and it was not Donald. The humiliation was public and brutal. Just weeks later, Donald disappeared. He was last seen on November 18th. On the ride home from work, he told his boss the reconciliation was failing, and he wanted Jennifer gone. That same night, he called a former girlfriend and talked about her moving back in. It sounded like a man planning a new beginning. 2 days later, his sister Brenda walked into the sheriff's office. Donald called the family every single day, and now, nothing. When detectives questioned Jennifer, she offered a rehearsed, paper-thin story. They had eaten dinner, watched television, gone to bed. The next morning, Donald was simply gone. His car was gone. Maybe, she said, he left her for another woman. To everyone who knew him, that idea was absurd. Donald was loyal, too loyal. And then detectives found a strange detail. Jennifer said she had texted Donald that morning, and he had replied with a single letter, K. It seemed less like a message and more like a distraction. Investigators kept digging. They learned of the earlier bat incident. They learned Donald had wanted Jennifer out. They learned he had planned for a new start. On December 4th, they searched the home. There was blood on the mattress. Jennifer's explanation, life with boys, was not fooling anyone. Still, without a weapon or a body, the case stalled. Then Christmas came early, in the form of a dog. On December 23rd, a man called the sheriff's office. His dog had dragged home a wallet. Inside was Donald's ID. Detectives swarmed the area near Yost's mother's house. In the kudzu on the roadside, they found an aluminum baseball bat. The warning from months earlier was no longer a warning. It was the murder weapon. On Christmas Eve, searchers found Donald's body wrapped in a blanket, debris piled over him, a plastic bag on his head. His skull had been struck again and again. An ugly mess, prosecutors later said. While the town lit candles for Christmas Eve services, detectives were handcuffing Jennifer Clark and Michael Yost. And instantly, the lovers became rivals. Jennifer claimed she had been asleep beside Donald when Michael broke in and attacked him. She said she ran to protect the boys, and afterward Michael forced her to help clean up. Michael told the opposite story. He said Jennifer called him around 1 in the morning and invited him over. He arrived expecting the house to be empty, but Donald was asleep inside. According to Michael, Jennifer grabbed the bat and struck Donald first. Michael said he heard gurgling, and then she hit him again and again. Afterward, he said, she cleaned the bedroom while he dumped the body and used Donald's phone to send that one-letter text. 2 stories, same conclusion. Investigators believed they planned it together. Michael pled guilty in October 2009. Life in prison. No parole until he is 53. In exchange, he would testify against Jennifer. Jennifer went to trial in early 2011 and unraveled on the stand. At one point, she stood up in court and screamed a vulgar insult about Michael, shocking everyone in the room. It cemented the jury's decision. After less than an hour of deliberation, they found her guilty on all counts. She was sentenced to life in prison plus 60 years. Every Christmas, Barnesville still shines with lights and music. But for Donald's family, the season carries a silence, a reminder of a man who wanted nothing more than a peaceful Christmas morning, and instead found betrayal, violence, and the last swing of an aluminum bat in the dark. Because not every Christmas story ends with joy. Some end with a missing man, a blood-stained mattress, and a truth buried in the woods until Christmas Eve. Thank you for watching. If this case kept you interested, make sure to subscribe and check out the other cases on the channel. There are more stories waiting.